been waiting a long time to make this video, and I'm glad I can finally make it. But before I get into the review, funny story. So when this game first came out, I realized that I had to go and okay, I'm gonna stop memeing around. But in all seriousness, I'm happy that I can play this game now because I just love the Destroy All Humans series in general. Like, I played all of them except for the Wii exclusive one, so I can't really say how I feel about that one. But the other three I've played and I loved every single one of them. And so I'm just happy I can play this one especially because Destroy All Humans 2 is my favorite out of the series, but that's just me. So firstly, I just want to say that I think the graphics are phenomenal. Like, I understand that I'm playing on like a new gen or new console or whatever with higher specs and things like that. Like, it's just crazy to me, like the comparison between the Destroy All Humans games now versus back in 2005 and 2006 or whatever. Like, I get it, it was like a decade and a half ago, but it just still amazes me to like see the difference between the originals and the remakes. Now, gameplay wise, of course the game's gonna be fun. Like, do I really have to say that? This game is just fun as usual. It's fun like the first game, where you have loads of weapon options like the Zap-O-Matic or the Disintegrator or the Anal Probe gun. But there's also new guns like the Dislocator or the Meteor Strike gun, or I think it's called the Gastro gun, where you call in an ally basically. And all these weapons are fun. And my personal favorite weapon is the Dislocator. And even though the Dislocator is my favorite weapon, the only issue I have with it is it's not like the original Destroy All Humans 2 game, whereas when you shoot people and shoot cars, they fly, whereas in this one, they bounce, where it reminds me of a gun from the Path of the Furon game. I don't remember the name of it, but it was like a beach ball. It was like a beach ball gun, and it did the exact same thing as the Dislocator in this game. But it's not a bad change. And in Destroy All Humans 2, they added a new ability called Free Love, which is basically, if you scan at least a minimum of 3 people, you can make the whole town just start dancing and forget about that they even saw you or whatever. And it's pretty OP, especially in the original Destroy All Humans 2. But I guess you could say they balanced it by making it where you gotta scan 3 people, because before you only had to scan 1 person and the whole town would start dancing or whatever. But yeah, it's just weird to me that now it's considered like a weapon rather than an ability. But again, not a bad change. And what would a Destroy All Humans game be without the saucer? The saucer's back, and it has some nice improvements, to be honest. Like, you still have the weapons, of course, like the Death Ray or the Sonic Boom Cannon. But now we have the ability to use Cloak on the saucer now, which is by far my favorite ability for the saucer, just because it would be annoying to get shot by a turret randomly when you try to go to like a different landing zone or something. Like, it's not detrimental, but I mean, it's just annoying, and it's just nice to have the cloak ability. And real side note really quick, I don't have any gameplay of it, but if anyone who's been watching my channel for a while, you'll know that customization is like very important to me. So I appreciate that there's nice skins for not only like the crypto, but like for the saucer too. Like, there's actually a lot of skins you can get in this game for like just the base game. I always appreciate good customization. Another thing that I really enjoy about Destroy All Humans 2 is that the boss fights are genuinely fun to me. Like, I think all the boss fights are pretty good. Like, my favorite has to be I forgot the like actual name of the monster, but basically the Godzilla one. Like, that one's just my favorite, just because like it's so wacky, it doesn't even make any sense, but it's still fun. That's why I like Destroy All Humans, is because it doesn't take itself too seriously. It just does what it wants and likes to make fun of itself. But yeah, all the boss fights are fun. Of course, the last boss fight, which is going to be the hardest, even that one was still pretty fun, I think. Now, switching it up, I think the characters in this game are really cool. Like, of course, Orthopox is cool now because you can actually interact with him and like talk to him now, whereas he was just only available when he would like show up on the side and give you orders or whatever. Another cool character is obviously Natalia, just because she's pretty much the second main character in the game. Like, she helps you basically through the whole game. So yeah, she's cool, and honestly probably a fan favorite through the entire series. Plus, visually speaking, she got a buff.
What? What do you mean by that?
This is 4K!
Listen, man, in my defense, it's not my fault. They didn't have to design her like that. Like, they knew what they were doing. And let's be real, we were all thinking it. I'm just gonna say it. Hey, yo, I need to chill out. Like, I probably just got put on an FBI watch list for saying something like that. I swear, I'm not a menace to society. So, another character that would have been cool would have been Ponsby, but you find out not too long after you meet him that he works for Majestic, which is a pretty cool reference to the first Destroy All Humans, which are basically the Men in Black, so that was cool. And Coyote Bongwater, like, what is there not to say? Like, he's the coolest hippie. Well, it's either between him or the Freak, like, you let me know. I can't decide, but coolest guy, one of the coolest guys in Bay City, and I'm just trying to get some of that Revelade. Like I want to try it out. I'm trying to see what all the hype is all about. So I pretty much named all the main characters that I thought were cool, but like even like the side characters are cool. Like the Ninja Wars, right? You got the white ninjas, you got the white ninja clan, and then the black ninja clan. Like I think both of them are cool, and it is awesome that you were like in the war between the white and the black ninjas. So I thought that was awesome. And like even the hippies, right? Like you think they'd be doing nothing but just like doing drugs and sitting in the park. Like even they are pretty interesting because like some of the side missions, which I haven't played a lot, but I played a few, they all believe in Arc-Voodle, which is basically like a Furon god, which I don't know too much about it. I don't remember too much about it, but basically it's like crypto with some like lucky one. They all want to believe in Arc-Voodle, and that's just cool. And finally, overall, I just think the story of Destroy All Humans 2 is really cool because I like how it goes from, well, destroying all humans and pretty much extracting their DNA to meeting their old enemies, which are the Blisk, which I forgot to mention. And I think the Blisk, they basically want to take over planet Earth. And it's really interesting that they're in this game because you learn about the Martian War, which is between the Blisk and the Furons. And the Furons basically thought they wiped out all the Blisk, but as you can see, the Blisk, some of them survived. And it's just funny that the game's called Destroy All Humans, and you end up saving planet Earth anyway. So in conclusion, if you couldn't tell already, I really like this game. And hopefully they will remake the Path of the Furon game because I really like that game. Like I doubt it they will, just because the game was really buggy and I get why people didn't like it. But if they could fix it up and like do another remake of it, I think it would be really cool. Like I really want a Path of the Furon remake. But other than that, like that's pretty much everything I can think of. Like I didn't talk much about the maps, but I could make like a whole nother video about that, like just based on how the maps look and what I think about them. So that would probably be like a different video. But yeah, that's pretty much like everything about the game. Like nothing but good things to say about Destroy All Humans, in all honesty. So with that being said, thanks for watching. Hopefully I see you in my next video. And like usual, I'm dipping out.